So, you guys, RWA. RWA stands for Romance Writers of America. And over the last few weeks, they've been embroiled in what can really only be described as a implosion. Basically, there's a bunch of bitches over there that got caught being racist and bigoted and exclusionary. You may remember such shenanigans from when you were in first grade and a bunch of kids on the playground got together and said, "You can't play with us." Or middle school when all the mean girls got together to be mean to people that they didn't like for being, I don't know, too different or too nice. I have to say, I don't really have any affiliation with RWA. When I started writing, I looked into membership, but I was two things. I was indie and erotic. And back in 2010, RWA had two things to say about that, which was basically, you're not welcome. I'm fine with people wanting to belong to an organization like RWA, but I will also say my belief is that RWA has a very, very small imprint of both influence and usefulness to the greater romance community. For like 98% of romance writers, these bitches do not give a shit about you. I was not shocked to learn about the things going on in the higher up section of RWA with the officers and the people who are doing all this bullshit, and I'll tell you why. I've learned that all of these organizations are made up of pretty much the same groups of people. You have here a wonderful group of people. These are the people who are well-meaning, thoughtful, and kind. Every group will have some of these people. Then you have this group here. They're equally nice, they're kind, they're well-meaning, but they are misguided and perhaps not as smart or woke as they think they are. Then we have this group here. This group is basically all the assholes and narcissists that join the group just because they want to have power and influence. And then finally, we have these little outliers. These are basically the psychos, and every group has psychos. These rules of membership apply to pretty much any big organized group. Your graduating class, the US government, the corporation you work for. Another really sad fact is that the governing boards of a lot of these organizations are usually overwhelmingly peopled from this group, the narcissists and assholes. I personally am not a joiner. It just doesn't appeal to me to work in groups. I'm much more like of an independent person. So I'm kind of sitting here watching RWA fall apart, and I feel really sorry for my friends who are upset about it, but at the same time, I feel like this is what groups are. These are the people who are in groups like this, and even if you cut down RWA and started growing a new organization, you're still gonna have the same group of bitches eventually that you've got in RWA right now. My advice to everybody who is affected by this and upset and flailing and feeling lost, find your own group, form your own group, a small group of friends where you can know that everybody in the group is part of this section of people, somebody that you can trust. Yeah, we won't have a big convention every year. Dude, there are a zillion romance conventions out there, a zillion, and they're smaller and they're more intimate and they're more fun and they're cheaper. What we don't want to have is a ginormous national representation of our genre that is not only exclusionary and racist, but getting to be kind of embarrassing. So that's pretty much all I'm going to say about RWA. I'll keep watching what's happening. It's hard not to watch. It's truly a train wreck. And I will support the people who were hurt, because a lot of people were very hurt, and it is very heartbreaking. And I'm going to keep writing, because the time I don't spend being concerned with RWA is time I can spend being the romance writer of Annabel. That's it, guys. Have a good week. To all the RWA folks,